Rec, rec, rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 154 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Captain America: Brave New World. It is the 35th overall movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is the 4th overall Captain America movie in the cinematic universe. It was a joint in the 90s that whatever, I'm not counting that one. It stars Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez, Sierra Haas. I don't know if I said her name right. I hope so. Zosha Rockmore, again, another name. I hope I said right. Probably not. Giancarlo Esposito, Tim Blake Nelson, Carl Lumbly, and Harrison Ford. It is directed by Julius Onah, who directed The Cloverfield Paradox and one other movie that is escaping me at this moment. So, you got Sam Wilson following the events of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, taking his rightful place as Captain America after Steve Rogers passed on the shield at the end of Avengers Endgame. He is trying to convince himself that he kind of like, it was the same internal struggle in the show. There are moments in this movie where he's doubting whether he is worthy of being Captain America, but Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is the president of the United States. You know this if you've seen the trailers. And he wants to have a cordial partnership with Captain America. But if you've been following since 2008, you know it's always in Thunderbolt Ross's best personal interests. So there's conflict, but there's conflict behind the scenes, and that's where the investigation comes in. Somebody pulling the strings. If you haven't seen enough trailers, if you haven't seen that many trailers, some marketing, whatever, it's some political thriller vibes, and it's just Sam Wilson getting to the bottom of what's really going on. That was kind of a shit plot description, but I'm trying not to spoil. First of all, I don't feel like a lot of y'all did this, but the way that expectations had to be reset after Avengers Endgame, expectations have to be reset for a new wave of Captain America. Sam Wilson, like as stated in the trailer, isn't Steve Rogers. And everybody loves Steve Rogers. Chris Evans was great as Steve Rogers, but we can't measure Anthony Mackie and Sam Wilson by that. Like, the symbol of Captain America is just doing what's right no matter what. No matter how much it affects you, you have to do what's right. But Steve Rogers, as we know, was on the juice. Sam Wilson is, I could be Captain America, my neighbor could be Captain America, my coworkers, my friends, my family could be Captain America. He's a regular guy just doing what's right, and that's it. And that's so fire. And just the evolution from Winter Soldier to Brave New World of Sam Wilson, the character growth and development is great. I loved Anthony Mackie leading this movie, leading this story. He's the face, and he deserves it. Aside, like, he's probably the longest tenured actor in this franchise after Sebastian Stan, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Carl Lumbly is the heart of this story. Another reason why y'all need to have been up on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Obviously, I think most of us wanted, if it was possible, William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross, R.I.P. He literally couldn't be in this movie. I think this was the plan, though. I'm sure somewhere between the Incredible Hulk and bringing him back in Civil War, there was some, hey, like, we want to use you as Red Hulk eventually. And this was going to be that payoff. But I mean, he was in Civil War, obviously. He was in Infinity War. He was in Endgame. He was in Black Widow. And, yeah. I mean, life happens. Harrison Ford steps in. And Harrison Ford does a great job. But is Harrison Ford one of these guys that gives the same performance no matter who he's playing? But he's just Harrison Ford. He's a legend, so we just give it a pass. His arc throughout this movie is also good. Danny Ramirez is a new Falcon. See, like, at the beginning, I wanted to say, before you watch this movie, you must have seen Falcon and Winter Soldier. You must have seen The Incredible Hulk, and you must have seen Eternals. Because for all of y'all, for the past 3.5 years who have complained, Eternals did this, and they don't reference, and this, and that, and those, and these. They finally reference the big-ass Celestial in the middle of the ocean. If you've seen the trailers, you know that they're going to do it. And that leads to, that gives me questions, that gives me excitement, that gives me anticipation for the future. Yeah, this is a very grounded story. I really had a good time watching this. Fight scenes were dope. Captain America with the Falcon wings, with the Wakandan technology, with the Ant-Man headpiece. It was very cool. I really had a good time watching this movie. I'll see it at least one more time in the theater. I think I've said enough. I don't think I spoiled anything that wasn't in a trailer. No mid-credit scene, a post-credit scene that is very fire. There's no goofy, let's just make the kids giggle scene. This post-credit scene has so much ripple effect. I loved it. I just loved it. I wish, I'll leave y'all with, I wish that they would have kept the New World Order subtitle just for the late 90s, mid 2000s wrestling references. And Seth Rollins was not in this. If Seth Rollins was in this movie, his face was not shown. But yeah, just the Attitude Era wrestling references, I just wish. But Zola said something about a New World Order in Winter Soldier, so I just think that's why they switched it up. So, with all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, Captain America Brave New World was dope. Have you seen Captain America Brave New World, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Cause like it has its flaws. I don't think any movie's perfect in the history of film, cinema, whatever. I give it a 4 out of 5, but I still, like, it's out of 35 movies, I rank it in the 20s for the overall universe. My favorite franchise running. I recently put up a review for Hard Eyes. I recently put up a review for Love Hurts. The weekend before that, I reviewed Dogman and Companion. Check those out. Right around the corner, I got a review for Paddington in Peru. I don't know when my next movie review is gonna be. That Woody Harrelson Last Breath movie or whatever it is. If that comes to my theater, I'll check it out. Mickey 17, if my theater gets it. I don't know. Like, I don't even know. I really hope so, but I don't even know if my theater's gonna get Novocaine. And I'm hyped for Novocaine. Rec League Podcast, we're gonna talk Brave New World spoilers, hopefully. That is the plan. Be on the lookout for all of that, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.